Warning, seniors. These 5 popular vitamins can put you in wheelchair. If you don't know these things, there is something truly inspiring about witnessing individuals gracefully navigate their later years, whether they are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, or even reaching into their 90s. To see them maintaining impressive strength, moving with unwavering assurance, confidently ascending stairs, and embracing life on their own terms is a testament to resilience and thoughtful living. The ability to preserve robust leg strength and ensure continued mobility as one ages is not merely a desirable trait. It stands as a paramount indicator of autonomy, independence, and an exceptional overall quality of life. This capacity allows seniors to continue engaging with the world, pursuing hobbies, spending time with loved ones, and simply living without undue reliance on others. However, the reality is that such enduring vitality is far from a matter of mere chance or good fortune. The individuals who successfully maintain their strength and agility well into their advanced years typically achieve these remarkable results through a clear, deliberate sense of purpose. They consciously cultivate a healthy lifestyle, consistently engage in regular physical activity that challenges and supports their bodies, and crucially, they prioritize providing their bodies with the essential nutrients they unequivocally require to thrive. This proactive approach distinguishes them, highlighting that longevity and strength are often earned, not simply given. Yet, a significant and often overlooked issue casts a shadow over this pursuit of lifelong health. In our current landscape, the fundamental quality of our food supply has undergone a discernible and concerning decline when compared to previous generations. This deterioration is not merely a matter of perception, it is rooted in systemic changes. Due to widespread soil depletion, a consequence of intensive modern agricultural methods that prioritize yield over nutrient density, numerous vital nutrients that were once abundant in our produce are now insufficiently available. Our bodies, therefore, struggle to acquire these essential quantities through diet alone, even with seemingly healthy eating habits. This deficit forces many, particularly seniors who have higher nutritional demands and often diminished absorption capabilities, to increasingly consider or opt for dietary supplements as a means to bridge these nutritional gaps and maintain their health. While the concept of using supplements to ensure adequate nutrient intake may appear sound and often presents no inherent issue, a profound and insidious concern arises when these very products, marketed as aids to well-being, begin to inflict harm. This harm is frequently subtle, operating beneath the radar of conscious awareness, yet it can systematically undermine your leg strength, compromise your balance, and restrict your precious mobility. It is a cruel irony when something taken with the intention of safeguarding health inadvertently jeopardizes the very physical capabilities it was meant to support. This crucial understanding forms the bedrock of our discussion today. This video, therefore, will shed light on 5 prevalent vitamins that, when misused or taken in inappropriate quantities, possess the significant potential to undermine your leg strength and overall independence. Prepare yourself, as the final item on this list may indeed present the most significant and unexpected risk of all. Before we delve into these critical details, I earnestly encourage you to take a brief moment, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. Your simple action ensures that this vital information effectively reaches a broader audience, particularly those who genuinely require it, individuals who profoundly merit the opportunity to maintain their strength, their independence, and their cherished quality of life for as long as humanly feasible. Let's now embark on this essential journey of understanding. Among the essential nutrients that often become a focal point for older adults, vitamin D stands out. Revered for its critical contribution to robust bone health, muscle function, and overall mobility, especially as we advance in years, this nutrient is frequently seen as an unquestionable ally. It adeptly facilitates the absorption of calcium, bolsters immune function, and is indispensable for optimal muscle performance, making it a cornerstone of vitality. Given its fundamental importance, it might seem paradoxical to suggest that something so crucial could actually diminish the strength of your legs. However, there's a crucial and often overlooked detail to consider, one that fundamentally alters its perceived role. Vitamin D does not operate in isolation. It functions optimally and beneficially only when it is harmonized and synergistically balanced with two other equally essential nutrients, vitamin K2 and magnesium. In the profound absence of these critical elements, your body encounters significant challenges in regulating calcium effectively. This regulatory breakdown can lead to an unfortunate and inappropriate accumulation of calcium in soft tissues rather than its intended destination in the bones. Picture calcium settling in undesirable areas, such as your arteries, stiffening their walls and impeding blood flow within your joints, leading to discomfort and reduced flexibility, and most pertinently for our discussion, directly within your muscles. And that precisely is where the complications cascade and the real problems begin to manifest, directly impacting leg strength. Extensive research strongly indicates that an overabundance of vitamin D, particularly when consumed without adequate concurrent levels of vitamin K2 and magnesium, can result in a spectrum of uncomfortable and debilitating symptoms. These often include muscle cramps, a pervasive sense of weakness, uncomfortable stiffness, and persistent pain, which are frequently most pronounced in the legs. Imagine the cumulative effect of these symptoms. Each step potentially more challenging, each movement accompanied by discomfort, gradually eroding confidence and mobility. A particularly illuminating study featured in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition underscored that imbalances in the delicate ratio of vitamin D and K2 may significantly elevate the risk of arterial calcification. This calcification directly impacts blood flow to the lower limbs, subsequently compromising muscle function and contributing to overall leg weakness. It is also critically important to recognize that prolonged intake of high doses of vitamin D, specifically exceeding 4,000 international units (IU) daily without the appropriate nutritional balance, can culminate in a serious condition known as vitamin D toxicity. This condition is far from benign. It profoundly disturbs the body's entire mineral equilibrium, leading to a cascade of adverse symptoms. These can include generalized weakness, persistent fatigue, and critically compromised neuromuscular function, directly affecting how your muscles and nerves communicate and operate. For seniors, this can translate into a tangible and frightening loss of control over their leg movements. So, what constitutes the most effective and safest method for supplementing with vitamin D, ensuring it supports rather than sabotages your leg strength? The consensus among experts is to diligently uphold a balanced ratio of vitamin D3 to K2 for optimal health and safety. A widely accepted optimal ratio dictates that for every 1,000 IU of D3, equivalent to 25 micrograms, it is advisable to combine it with 10 micrograms of vitamin K2. To make this practical, if you are supplementing with 5,000 IU or 125 micrograms of vitamin D3, it is prudent to pair it with an optimal dosage of 50 micrograms of vitamin K2. Furthermore, the importance of magnesium cannot be overstated. This often overlooked mineral plays an absolutely crucial role in the very activation of vitamin D within the body, effectively transforming it into its usable form, and in the vital prevention of calcium overload in soft tissues. Without magnesium, vitamin D's benefits can be severely curtailed and its potential for harm amplified. While not strictly classified as a vitamin, calcium is an imperative nutrient that demands our immediate attention, particularly since calcium supplements are extensively and frequently promoted to seniors as absolutely vital for maintaining strong, resilient bones. The narrative often suggests that without them, bone density will inevitably decline, leading to fractures. However, it is paramount to recognize that the improper, uninformed use of these very supplements can regrettably lead to more harm than genuine benefits, a reality that often comes as a shocking surprise. It is indeed a pervasive recommendation for older adults to dutifully Incorporate calcium supplements into their daily routine, driven by the noble intention of enhancing bone strength and significantly reducing the risk of debilitating fractures. Yet, what you may find genuinely surprising and indeed concerning is the stark reality of the situation. Far from being a guaranteed safeguard, calcium supplements, when not accompanied by an appropriate and careful balance of co-nutrients, have the inherent potential to compromise leg strength, elevate the overall risk of falls, and ironically, increase the very likelihood of fractures. This is a critical distinction that challenges conventional wisdom. The simple truth is that calcium does not autonomously migrate directly to your bones. It is not an unguided mineral. It critically requires the intelligent presence of several key guiding nutrients: vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium, all working in concert to effectively direct it to the appropriate and beneficial locations within your skeletal structure. In the profound absence of these indispensable cofactors, calcium may, disturbingly, begin to accumulate in soft tissues where it is not only unneeded but actively detrimental. Consider its unwanted deposition in delicate areas such as your arteries, leading to stiffening and reduced blood flow, and most directly relevant to your mobility within your muscle tissues. This unwelcome accumulation can result in a host of adverse symptoms, including persistent stiffness, diminished circulation to the limbs, painful muscle cramps, and a pervasive, often debilitating, leg pain. Imagine the cumulative effect. Each step becoming a chore, muscles feeling rigid and unresponsive, making sustained mobility a struggle. Compelling scientific evidence further supports these concerns. A significant study from 2010, published in the esteemed British Medical Journal, revealed a sobering correlation. Calcium supplementation administered alone, without the concurrent and crucial administration of vitamin D, was unequivocally linked to a heightened risk of heart attack. More recently, an in-depth investigation published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society delivered another critical insight. It demonstrated that high-dose calcium supplementation, far from being the panacea for bone health, did not lead to a statistically significant decrease in fracture risk among older adults. Even more troubling, it was associated with an observable increase in instances of muscle weakness and notably reduced mobility, directly counteracting its intended benefits for maintaining independence. This brings us to the absolutely essential element in securing your bone and leg health. It is paramount to obtain the vast majority of your calcium primarily through wholesome dietary sources rather than relying heavily on isolated supplements. What is the fundamental reasoning behind this crucial distinction? The absorption of calcium from food occurs gradually, naturally, and is inherently accompanied by a complex matrix of other essential nutrients and cofactors that synergistically enhance its effectiveness and proper utilization within the body. When you consume calcium in its natural food form, your body receives it in a balanced context, minimizing the risk of rapid spikes and misdirection. Therefore, consciously incorporate a rich array of calcium-rich whole foods into your daily diet. Consider the vibrant, dark leafy greens such as kale and collards, the tiny yet mighty sesame seeds, the omega-3 rich sardines with their bones for extra calcium, crunchy almonds, versatile, tofu, especially calcium-set varieties, and low oxalate vegetables like bok choy. These natural sources deliver calcium in a highly bioavailable form, meaning your body can effectively absorb and utilize it, concurrently minimizing the inherent risk of excess accumulation in undesirable soft tissues. It is, therefore, strongly advisable for seniors to limit their intake of calcium supplements unless explicitly and specifically recommended by a trusted healthcare professional. And even then, such recommendations should invariably be accompanied by clear guidance on appropriate co-nutrients to ensure proper direction and utilization. Failing to take these critical steps could indeed lead to a gradual and insidious deterioration of your leg strength, ultimately and irrevocably compromising your long-term mobility and cherished independence. Moving on, we encounter vitamin AI, a truly crucial nutrient that orchestrates a vital symphony of bodily functions, from the most intricate visual processes to the robust functioning of our immune system. Yet, here is a particularly unexpected and disquieting revelation. While absolutely essential for maintaining vision, bolstering immunity, and promoting healthy, vibrant skin, an excessive intake of vitamin A can, paradoxically, pose a concealed and significant risk to your leg strength and overall skeletal integrity. Regrettably, a substantial number of seniors are inadvertently and often unknowingly receiving far more of this vitamin than is genuinely necessary for their needs, pushing their intake into potentially harmful territory. How, one might wonder, is such an excessive intake possible, especially when individuals are actively trying to improve their health? The method for achieving this concerning overconsumption is far more straightforward and insidious than one might assume. Many seniors, with the best intentions, tend to utilize a variety of supplements concurrently. This often includes a foundational multivitamin, perhaps a specialized bone health formula aimed at strengthening the skeleton, and possibly an immune booster to ward off illness. What is frequently overlooked, however, is that numerous of these products may contain overlapping and often substantial doses of vitamin A. Upon careful consideration and diligent label scrutiny, it frequently becomes alarmingly evident that individuals are consuming significantly more than the suggested daily intake, often without their conscious awareness. This cumulative effect, where multiple sources contribute to an unintended surplus, is the genuine concern regarding vitamin A. The fundamental issue lies in its fat-soluble nature, in stark contrast to water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C and the various B vitamins, which the body can relatively easily and efficiently eliminate in excess through urine. Vitamin A is retained within the physiological system. It is systematically accumulated and stored, primarily in the liver, which acts as a vast reservoir, and also within adipose fat tissues throughout the body. This characteristic means that vitamin A concentrations can gradually and insidiously increase over time, potentially reaching toxic levels without immediate noticeable symptoms. The body simply has no efficient mechanism for flushing out what it doesn't immediately use, leading to a slow but steady buildup. What then are the profound implications of this chronic overabundance for your legs and overall mobility? Extensive research indicates that an oversupply of vitamin A may instigate and contribute to muscle and bone deterioration, leading to a pervasive sense of fatigue, persistent joint discomfort, and critically, a heightened likelihood of fractures, particularly in weight-bearing bones. Imagine the gradual erosion of bone density and muscle mass, making each movement more precarious. A recent comprehensive review published in the esteemed New England Journal of Medicine has starkly indicated that prolonged high consumption of vitamin A correlates directly with a diminished bone mineral density and a significantly increased risk of fractures, an outcome that is especially prevalent and dangerous among older adults. This cascade of effects directly results in diminished leg strength, compromised stability, and a substantially increased susceptibility to falls, transforming everyday activities into hazardous undertakings. To safeguard against this hidden danger, it is vital to adhere to established guidelines. The maximum safe intake for adults is generally considered to be 3,000 micrograms, UG, or 10,000 international units, IU, of preformed vitamin A daily. It is absolutely crucial to keep in mind that this encompassing total includes all sources, not just supplements, but also fortified foods like some cereals and milk products, and even dietary sources like liver. Beta-carotene, the plant-derived precursor variant of vitamin A, is generally considered much safer as the body converts it to vitamin A only as needed. However, even beta-carotene can accumulate rapidly if consumed in significant quantities through high-dose supplements, potentially leading to a harmless yellowing of the skin, keratinoemia, but also possibly influencing vitamin A levels indirectly. The bottom line remains, when consuming multiple vitamins or even just a multivitamin, it is absolutely essential to meticulously examine the labels for accurate information on vitamin A content. It is entirely possible, and indeed common, that you are consuming excessive amounts of vitamin A without your awareness, a silent threat. Over time, this insidious overconsumption could gradually and subtly undermine your leg strength, deplete your vital energy levels, and ultimately erode your cherished overall independence, transforming a nutrient meant for health into a silent saboteur. Next on our critical list is vitamin E, a nutrient widely celebrated and recognized for its remarkable antioxidant properties, its protective benefits for cardiovascular health, and its general role in maintaining cellular integrity. It is often touted as a powerful shield against oxidative stress, contributing to overall longevity. However, there exists a crucial insight and often overlooked nuance that many individuals, particularly seniors, frequently miss or underestimate. It is this: the improper usage, or perhaps more commonly, the excessive intake of vitamin E can, paradoxically, lead to a gradual and insidious decline in leg strength and an overall diminishment of vitality. What might seem like a straightforward health booster can, under specific circumstances, become a subtle detriment. The most significant warning sign associated with vitamin E often relates to its synthetic forms. Synthetic vitamin E supplements are commonly identified on labels as DL-alpha tocopherol. This synthetic variant is disconcertingly frequently found in budget-friendly supplements and many standard multivitamins, making its presence widespread. However, scientific studies have consistently indicated that DL-alpha tocopherol is metabolized distinctly and less efficiently by the body compared to its natural counterpart, which is identified as D-alpha tocopherol without the L. The body's biological machinery processes the natural form more effectively. High doses of this synthetic vitamin E have been specifically associated with symptoms of muscle weakness, a pervasive sense of fatigue, and impaired neuromuscular function, effects that are particularly pronounced and problematic in older adults who are already more susceptible to such declines. Even natural forms of vitamin E, such as D-alpha tocopherol, while generally preferred, can pose risks when consumed in excessive amounts. Like vitamin A, vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin. This means it is not readily excreted from the body. Instead, it accumulates in adipose tissues and the liver over time. This slow but steady buildup makes chronic high intake particularly hazardous. Excessive amounts of vitamin E can significantly disrupt the function of vitamin K, a critical nutrient involved in blood clotting, potentially leading to excessive blood thinning and an increased risk of bleeding. Beyond this, high vitamin E levels can adversely impact both muscle and nerve health, compromising the intricate systems that support movement and sensation. Research further underscores these dangers. Studies indicate that high-dose vitamin E supplementation, especially at levels exceeding 400 IU daily, which is significantly higher than the recommended daily allowance, could potentially elevate the risk of all-cause mortality and negatively impact muscle performance, particularly among the elderly population. The implication is clear: what is intended to promote health can, in excess, ironically shorten lifespan and diminish physical capability. Achieving equilibrium and exercising restraint are therefore not just advisable but absolutely essential components of responsible supplementation. It is strongly advisable for seniors to maintain their vitamin E intake within the established dietary guidelines, which generally suggest approximately 15 milligrams, or 22.4 international units, per day for adults. This total encompasses the combined amounts obtained from both foods and any supplements. What then is the most effective and safest method for obtaining this vital antioxidant? It is critically essential to prioritize obtaining tocotrienols, which are considered the more potent and broadly protective forms of vitamin E from whole food sources, rather than relying on isolated high-dose tocopherol supplements. Tocotrienols, unlike tocopherols, possess a distinct molecular structure that allows them to move more freely in cell membranes, offering superior antioxidant protection. They are present in significant quantities in nutrient-dense foods such as red palm oil, rice, bran oil, annatto, as well as in various nuts and seeds. These sources provide the comprehensive antioxidant advantages of vitamin E without the potential risks specifically linked to elevated tocopherol levels. Should your diet already be naturally abundant in nutrients featuring healthy fats, a diverse array of nuts, seeds, and beneficial plant oils, the necessity for a dedicated vitamin E supplement may be entirely unnecessary, as you are likely meeting your needs naturally. However, should you choose to proceed with supplementation, ensure that you meticulously opt for a mixed tocotrienol formula and, crucially, consistently maintain your intake at safe, moderate levels, always respecting the body's natural limits. It is paramount to ensure that what is intended to safeguard your well-being does not gradually and subtly diminish your invaluable ability to move freely and independently through life. Finally, we arrive at vitamin B6, an essential nutrient that plays an absolutely crucial and multifaceted role in a myriad of bodily functions. It is intricately involved in the metabolism of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, serving as a cofactor in hundreds of enzymatic reactions. Beyond this, it is indispensable for cognitive development, the synthesis of neurotransmitters, like serotonin and dopamine, that regulate mood and brain function, and the production of red blood cells. Adequate levels of vitamin B6 are therefore undeniably vital for maintaining overall health and well-being. Yet, among all the vitamins we have meticulously discussed today, this particular one could potentially present the single most significant and insidious risk to your legs, often without the individual ever realizing the danger. Many individuals, seniors especially, remain blissfully unaware of this potential pitfall, thinking more is always better. Let's be clear on this crucial point. Vitamin B6 is not, in its fundamental nature, harmful. Indeed, as established, it serves an absolutely essential function in critical nerve activity, the vital production of red blood cells that carry oxygen throughout the body, and the overall health of the brain and nervous system. Your body unequivocally requires it for optimal functioning. The core issue, the primary concern, centers not on its existence, but emphatically on the quantity individuals are inadvertently obtaining, particularly through the widespread use of supplements. For adults over the age of 50, the advised daily consumption of vitamin B6 is approximately a modest 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams mg each day. However, if you enter virtually any health food store or pharmacy, you will observe shelves replete with supplements containing shockingly high doses, 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams, or even an astonishing 500 milligrams of B6 per single serving. This amount significantly, even astronomically, exceeds the body's actual requirements by thousands of %, creating a massive surplus that the body struggles to handle. It is absolutely crucial to recognize the inherent risks involved with such excessive intake. Indeed, vitamin B6 is classified as a water-soluble vitamin. Conventionally, this suggests that any excess would simply be flushed out of the body. However, at these significantly elevated levels, it defies this typical behavior and possesses the dangerous potential to build up in the body and lead to toxicity. This is a critical distinction that many people miss. Extensive research indicates that prolonged consumption of vitamin B6, particularly in amounts consistently exceeding 500 milligrams daily, though toxicity can occur at lower levels, often around 100 to 200 milligrams daily over time, may lead to significant and often irreversible nerve damage. What type of insidious nerve damage are we discussing, and how does it manifest in a way that impacts your mobility? The experience often begins subtly, with symptoms such as tingling, persistent numbness, burning sensations, and a feeling akin to pins and needles in the feet and legs. These initial sensations are often dismissed as mere age-related issues or minor discomforts. However, if this condition is not addressed and the excess intake continues, it can tragically progress to overt muscle weakness, impaired coordination, and profound challenges with walking. For older adults, this escalating neuropathy may result in a severely diminished capacity to stand with assurance, to confidently ascend stairs, or to simply maintain basic mobility, transforming once effortless movements into daunting tasks. A recent compelling study published in the field of neurology has starkly revealed that individuals who consume high-dose B6 supplements over an extended period may experience sensory neuropathy, a debilitating nerve condition that can profoundly affect leg function, balance, and overall mobility, significantly increasing the risk of falls and dependence. What could be even more concerning is the distressing reality that the persistence of these debilitating symptoms may continue even following the complete cessation of the supplements, meaning the damage, once done, can be long-lasting or permanent. This underscores the critical importance of prevention. Therefore, when utilizing a multivitamin, a B-complex formula, an energy booster, or a mood supplement, it is absolutely essential to diligently assess the total amount of B6 you are consuming from all sources. Numerous individuals inadvertently consume various products, each containing elevated levels of B6, operating under the dangerous assumption that it is perfectly safe due to its water-soluble nature. However, when considering the delicate health of your nerves and the crucial function of your legs, this assumption is profoundly mistaken and potentially harmful. Instead, prioritize obtaining this essential nutrient from natural food sources where it is balanced by other cofactors. Focus on incorporating wholesome foods such as ripe bananas, nutritious chickpeas, lean salmon, and wholesome potatoes into your diet. If supplementation is deemed necessary by a healthcare professional, ensure that the dosage remains within a reasonable and safe range, typically 10 to 20 milliamers, unless a medical professional has specifically prescribed a higher amount for a very particular therapeutic purpose and under close supervision. Additionally, it's critically important to note another significant caution related to B vitamins. It is absolutely essential to ensure that if you are supplementing with vitamin B9, folic acid, or folate, you are also adequately obtaining vitamin B12. Vitamin B9 has the potential to dangerously obscure the crucial indicators of a B12 deficiency, particularly in routine laboratory assessments. Both can cause a type of anemia, but only B12 deficiency leads to severe neurological damage. A B12 deficiency poses extraordinarily significant risks, as it can result in severe and often irreversible nerve damage, subsequently impacting leg strength, balance, and overall neurological function, mimicking the symptoms of high B6 toxicity. To safeguard your nervous system and meticulously maintain mobility, ensure that your vitamin B12 is in a highly absorbable and bioavailable form, such as methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, particularly if you are over 60, as natural absorption tends to significantly decrease with age, leaving many vulnerable to deficiency. Having meticulously identified these 5 prevalent vitamins that may inadvertently diminish leg strength in seniors, particularly when misused or taken in excessive quantities, it is equally crucial, perhaps even more so, to provide you with effective, natural, and empowering strategies to not only maintain, but even significantly enhance your leg strength. This holistic approach will empower you to remain vibrantly active and wonderfully independent well into your 70s, your 80s, and even your 90s. Ultimately, it's not solely about what you steer clear of. It is equally, if not more, about the proactive and positive actions you conscientiously choose to take each day. Above all else, maintain your momentum. The venerable adage about utilizing your legs or facing their decline is undeniably accurate and profoundly relevant. Engaging in even light daily activities is absolutely essential for preserving muscle tone, enhancing crucial balance, and promoting healthy, unimpeded blood circulation throughout your lower limbs. Simple actions such as a brisk walk around the block, performing gentle squats with the supportive aid of a sturdy chair, or confidently climbing a flight of stairs are not merely exercises. They are fundamental acts of self-preservation. Conversely, a lack of consistent activity can swiftly and mercilessly result in muscle atrophy and debilitating stiffness, making it absolutely essential to incorporate movement into your daily routine without exception. Consistency is key. Next, it is vital to critically evaluate your diet with particular and discerning attention to your carbohydrate consumption. High carbohydrate diets, especially those excessively rich in refined sugars and highly processed grains, lead to undesirable spikes in insulin levels. This chronic insulin elevation can, in turn, result in persistent chronic inflammation throughout the body and contribute significantly to muscle degradation, a condition known as sarcopenia. With advancing age, the sensitivity of our metabolism to fluctuations in blood sugar naturally increases, making us more vulnerable to the negative impacts of an imbalanced carbohydrate intake. Minimizing the consumption of items like ubiquitous white bread, pasta, sugary sweets, and ultra-processed foods can profoundly enhance your underlying strength, boost your sustainable energy levels, and stabilize your blood sugar, thereby protecting your muscle health. Sunlight is another essential yet frequently underestimated element for holistic health. Consistent and safe exposure to natural sunlight significantly contributes to the vital synthesis of vitamin D within the skin, but its benefits extend far beyond this. Sunlight also inherently enhances mood, regulates and improves sleep quality by synchronizing your circadian rhythm, and supports hormonal equilibrium, all of which are absolutely essential for maintaining your overall vitality and robust physical capabilities. Spending just 15 to 30 minutes in the sun a few times a week can have a remarkably significant and positive impact on your well-being, particularly if you integrate some form of physical activity during that time, amplifying the benefits. It is equally essential to vividly remember the profound importance of magnesium. This is truly significant. Magnesium plays an absolutely crucial foundational role in virtually every aspect of muscle function, from contraction to relaxation. It is indispensable for nerve signaling, enabling effective communication between your brain and your limbs. It is central to energy production at the cellular level, and as we discussed, it is paramount for the proper activation of vitamin D within the body. Unfortunately, a significant and concerning number of individuals over the age of 60 are largely unaware of their prevalent magnesium deficiency, making it a silent epidemic. It is therefore essential to consciously incorporate foods naturally high in magnesium, such as nutrient-dense pumpkin seeds, vibrant spinach, and wholesome almonds into your daily diet. Additionally, consider a carefully selected magnesium supplement, particularly magnesium glycinate or malate, as these specific options are typically easier on the digestive system and offer superior absorption rates, maximizing their benefits without gastrointestinal distress. Finally, ensure you maintain proper hydration, invest wisely in high-quality protein sources, and make sleep a top priority. These are the often overlooked fundamentals, yet they serve as the absolute cornerstone for maintaining robust muscle strength, preserving cognitive function, and ensuring enduring mobility throughout the aging process. Adequate hydration ensures optimal cellular function, nutrient transport, and joint lubrication. High-quality protein is indispensable for muscle repair and synthesis, actively combating age-related muscle loss. Sufficient, restorative sleep allows the body to repair, regenerate, and regulate vital hormones, directly impacting physical and mental energy. It is, therefore, essential to approach supplementation with a discerning, informed mindset. Be acutely aware of the intricate interactions between different supplements you might be taking. Diligently assess your actual nutritional needs, ideally with the guidance of a healthcare professional, and always prioritize natural, whole food methods to bolster your body's health from the foundation upwards. If you found this video genuinely beneficial and insightful, I earnestly encourage you to give it a well-deserved thumbs up. Share this critical information with those close to you who could truly benefit, and subscribe to the channel. This will enable us to keep producing more insightful, transformative, and potentially life-changing content like this. Your legs are absolutely essential for your mobility, your independence, and your overall well-being throughout your life. It's crucial to care for them with the utmost importance and knowledge. Thank you profoundly for your attention, and I eagerly look forward to our next engagement, armed with more vital information for your health.